inside. Smith's got it. Here we go. 30, 20, 15, 10, 5. On Smith. Denver touchdown. Inside the 10. Head first. He's high. Yard line. Wanted that first down.
And I tell you what, you want to tell me the 37-year-old man that's going to win this game.
The Broncos have been in 3 overtime games this year. This time it's in the middle. Good stick. Got it right to the 30. To the 20. Thomas to the 10. Denver's going to first try of overtime. And the pocket is good.
Ball knocked out of his hands. It bounces around. And I think Denver's got it. Von Miller again. Wilson fires. Caught. Touchdown. Sutton. His second of the day.
Well, hello everybody. Welcome Broncos country to the Denver Bronco Roundup. Thank you so much for joining us this Tuesday, and of course, every Tuesday, 6:30 p.m. on the Rocky Mountain Sports Network. I got all my hosts here. I'm throwing them around the screen. I got Jody. I've got Albert. Welcome, gentlemen. How are you doing?
Welcome, everyone.
Albert, I didn't hear you. How you doing, sir? Ooh, I don't know if we got Albert. Hello, Albert. Can you hear us? Albert might be having some issues, man. I guess we're gonna have to continue on just a little bit without him. Hopefully he can hear us. Albert, if you can hear us, we can't hear you. So jump on in. So
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Oh boy. Technical difficulties right off the bat. Jody, it's been a week. How you been, buddy? What you been up to? How you doing?
Been good. Busy with work. Actually, we took a few days off. Went to Flaming Gorge, so that was good. Spent some time with the family. Got back late last night. Had the day off today. Spent it with the kiddos. That was about it, really.
Nice. Labor Day weekend. It's always nice to have that little extra amount of time over, did you take 3 days, 4 days? How long were you out?
5 days.
Dang. I wish everyone needs a job like Jody. Did you take some vacation time or did you just get like 5 days off? Man?
Some vacation time. Yeah, I had some time to burn, so it was good. Yep.
A little bit of vacation time. Nice. It looks like Albert's trying to get back in the stream. As soon as I get him, I think I got him. Albert, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
All right, everyone. It sounds like everyone's on the same page. Albert, how has your week been, sir?
It's been very exciting. Some good news, and we will talk about it later. Had a great week at work, so everything is peachy.
Nice. Me, myself, pretty good week. It's been nice. The wife actually took out for some training for work. Flew out of town just a couple days ago. My Labor Day, unfortunately, was all smoked in. Guys, I really, we have so much to get to. We've been looking forward to what is today, what is week one, what is our pregame show for so long. I'm going to just go ahead and I'm going to hit our sponsor right out the gate, and then we're going to just jump right into it, I think, man. So, everyone, you are watching us tonight on the Rocky Mountain Sports Network. Maybe it's through the YouTube channel, maybe it's through the Facebook page, but the Rocky Mountain Sports Network is so much more. The Rocky Mountain Sports Network will keep you informed with breaking news on all your favorite Colorado teams, along with some NCAA action as well. So make sure you like, follow, share, subscribe, all those social media loves that you can possibly get out there for the Rocky Mountain Sports Network. You want to be a part of it, so guys, man, got a lot to get to, like I said. I think first things first, as I stumble over my mouth, we got to get to, on Thursday, September 1st, just 2 days after we got off of here, Russell Wilson agreed on a contract extension of 5 years, $245 million with $165 million guaranteed. Jody, what was your first reaction when you heard about this?
I was excited. I was glad to get it over with. I was glad to get it put away so he can focus on the season. It fell right in line. I mean, it was team friendly, I thought, and he's going to be a Bronco for the next 7 years. So, all in all, I was really excited. I'm glad it's done and over with, and he can focus on football now.
Right on. I'm having some really slow internet issues, so hopefully you guys are hearing me. Albert, just give me your first thoughts, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get switched over as well.
Yeah, I'm really glad that the Broncos made it happen, and indeed, like Jody said, it was a team-friendly deal. There's plenty of space for all the players to get signed on, so yeah, it's exciting. We don't have to worry about a quarterback for the next 5-6 years, and we don't have to go through all of those quarterback battles what we had the last 6 years. So yeah, that's quite exciting. Looks like Keith has some problems. That's okay. We will
Guess who's
see
back,
what is
guys?
going on. Hey, here he is.
I'm back, and I've got myself in here twice somehow. That's sweet. I'm going to go ahead and get us down to 3 here, guys. But, hey, there was a lot of talk right off the bat, if, hey, should we wait on this contract? Should we have to let Russell Wilson kind of prove who he was before we gave him this money? What is your guys' thoughts on that? I mean, I know what my thoughts are, but, Albert, what are your thoughts on, did we sign him at the right time, too early, too soon, too late? What are your thoughts, man?
I think they did it right on time. Get it out of the way, so there's no more misconceptions hanging above us. Get it out of the way and get it over with, and in such a way that it is friendly for the team. And like I said, we don't have to worry about a QB battle anymore for the next 5, 6, 7 years.
That
is the biggest relief.
For sure. Hey, I'm going to just drop one of our first comments in here. I think you might like this one. This is a little DB for life. Go Broncos. Anybody know who this might be? Anybody?
I have an idea.
Yeah, and you got an idea, Albert? Right on.
It's my sweetheart.
Very good. Very good. Well, we and friends, family, fans alike, they're all welcome. Thank you so much, Michelle, for dropping in. Jody, what was your thoughts on the timing of this contract?
I'm excited. I'm glad that it happened before the season started. Now he can focus on football. We've got him locked up for the next 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was a real team-friendly deal. And it fell right in line with the other quarterbacks. I'm glad it got done now before Burrows and Herbert and Jackson, because the price was just going to go up. I mean, they invested a lot when they traded for him, so it only makes sense if you're going to go all in. So
100%. For me, I really liked it. I think, hey, just even, I know Russell Wilson doesn't get nervous. He doesn't get rattled, anything like that. But having this contract in your pocket as you walk into Seattle on Monday night, the team that traded you, you've got your big contract, you're all taken care of for years to come. That's got to be mentally just a check in your head that makes you feel a little bit better walking into that stadium. If he was still walking in here, going through negotiations, still struggling, teams trying to get him to negotiate down, him not seeing eye to eye, that would be like the worst thing in the world, in my opinion. Not only that, I think the timing is fantastic, because the sooner you can do a contract, just like Jody said, the better, because there is so many contracts coming up. We have not seen a downturn as far as contracts are concerned. Even as this comes in, Russell Wilson is the second highest behind behind Aaron Rodgers on average years. He's like sixth or something as far as overall contract, because we got Patrick Mahomes out there with like $100 million contract as well. So you put all this into context. I think it's a fantastic move for the Broncos. It was the right thing to do. And like you guys said, hey, we can move on to Seattle now. No worries. And not only Seattle, but we can move on to the next 4, 5, 6, maybe even 7 seasons, depending upon how this contract plays out.
Well, what's crazy is a couple years ago, everyone said Patrick Mahomes deal, how bad it was for the Chiefs. Now it looks like a really good deal. So
It all comes into context sometimes. I
Right,
still
from the
think
East.
it's hurting him just a little bit, but in 2 years, you will have no worries about that contract, right?
right.
A few more contacts, a few more comments coming in. Got to say hey to Adam because he's saying hey to us. Let's ride, see what these guys have for us this week. Best show around. Well, thank you, Adam, and I agree. Let's go. Anything else you guys want to add in on this contract, or any comments from all our viewers, all our watchers, all our listeners? Got Danny saying, "What's up, clan? How's the clan? Doing well, Danny. How about you?"
No, the only thing I would add is the people that said wait to pay him till you see what he did on the field. I mean, you gave up so much in the draft, in the trade to get him that it only makes sense. I mean, you went all in when you gave up all them first round picks and players and everything to get him. So get him on the sooner the deal, the cheaper the deal.
And we have a way better lookout on a quarterback than, for example, the Browns, I think, with Watson.
Yep.
And he cannot even play for the first 11 games. And what did he pay him?
Paid him a lot of money, a lot of guaranteed money, right?
Yep. So
Yep.
at least we have a quarterback that can play for us.
Now, I think that Russell Wilson's deal kind of proves that was just an outlier deal that I'm not sure what the Browns were really thinking when they paid him all that money.
Well,
Because Russell didn't try to go after that kind of money. So,
well, and I think that's exactly it. I think Russell was one of the first guys who actually didn't start chasing that money. It was all about more guaranteed, fully guaranteed contracts. Russell Wilson comes in and literally about what, 50, 60%, or about 60% of his salary is guaranteed. He took a significant, I guess you could say, team discount, as he said in his press conference. Hey, I wanted to make sure that this team was capable of building now and in the future. He didn't want to handcuff this team so that he was only him on this team.
And he wants to be protected. So with the Seahawks, he wasn't protected the way he's supposed to be. And now with this team-friendly deal, they might get a player for him that will help him on the offensive line. So that is one of the deals that he made.
100% agree. 100% agree, Albert. And, last thing I'll just say is, of course, there's a lot of Broncos haters coming out of that Northwest Washington, Seattle type of area and or region up in that corner. A lot of them saying, "Oh, look that's the overpaid contract that we didn't want to have to pay Russell. That's why he's gone. That's why he's in Denver. Overpaid for a guy who's not that great." But we'll get to that in a little bit when we start talking a little bit about Week 1 matchup and see how happy they may be.
They can say that. They can say that now. Wait till Drew Lock is under center.
They'll have to wait for Drew Lock. First, they got to go through the Geno experiment first, buddy.
Exactly, you're right.
Sorry, I needed some hydration there. Gonna be a long show if I'm all dry. So I appreciate the break, guys. Sorry about that. So, well, if we don't have any other thoughts, man, like I said, great contract. I think everyone's happy. I know everyone in Broncos country is certainly happy. Let the haters remain up in Seattle. We'll get to just one more sponsor before we get into the bulk of our shows, guys. And I have it down here someplace. There we are. Oh, sorry about that. Let's take a small break and just tell you a little bit about Willow Seasonings and Blends. Willow Seasonings is a Colorado-based, veteran-owned seasonings and blends company. So if you really want the best, if you want to be out there, impressing your fans, your friends, your loved ones at the barbecue, pick yourself up some Willow Seasonings and Blends. Head on over to willowseasonings.com. That's willowseasonings.com. I don't know if their Labor Day promotion is still going on. my suggestion is look them up, like them on Facebook, like them on Instagram especially, because they're always putting some great stuff out on Instagram, also on Twitter. And if nothing else, NEW15, that's new 15, NEW15, put that in your promo code. I can guarantee you'll get 15% off. Might get a little extra if that Labor Day promo is still hanging out there. Put Denver Bronco Roundup into the comment box, and then that way they know that we're the ones who sent you. So, all right, guys, we're back. It's time to talk about Week 1, Denver Bronco football. Oh my goodness, man! I've been waiting. I've been waiting. So, man, let's talk about this matchup. First thing I think I'm just going to hit just really quick, guys. Obviously, this is a big game. There's a reason that this is on Monday night. There's a reason that this is the spotlight game for the NFL. Monday Night Football. That trade that happened, these pieces that got moved around. There's nothing better than a story like Russell Wilson returning to his hometown of Seattle with his own Denver Broncos now to take on the Seattle Seahawks. It was supposed to be that matchup with Drew Lock, as you guys hinted to. Unfortunately, we're going to have Geno Smith instead. I would have loved to have seen Drew Lock. But we also have Noah Fant and Shelby Harris. Tell me, just talk a little bit, and we can start off with Albert here. Who in that group, or talk a little bit about that group and what you kind of expect out of those guys. Maybe one or two of them. You don't have to go through all three.
So Shelby Harris will be Shelby Harris. He will stick his hands up and try to pat down some balls. That is what he does. Drew Lock, I think Drew Lock might be playing. If Geno Smith is not performing well, he gets intercepted by PS2. He might get traded out by Drew Lock and see what he does. And I hope PS2 will have a pick with him as well. So,
wow, man. Albert's already got the quick hook on Geno Smith already, man. Calling for maybe a little Drew Lock action in Game 1 of the year, man. I know it was a close battle. It'd be interesting to see. You know, you never know. Depending if this game gets out of hand, I could definitely see maybe a cleanup role coming in. Jody, what are your thoughts in this group? I guess you could say these four guys that Denver and Seattle has swapped over the offseason.
I think a big one I'm going to be interested in is seeing what Denver does with Noah Fant. Does Noah Fant have a big game? Do they try to feed him early? What they do there? And then what Denver does with Russell Wilson. Are they going to let Russ cook right off, or are they going to lean on the run game right away?
Mm-hmm.
Those are two big ones for me.
100% agreed, man. I think, for me, obviously that return of Russell, seeing what he's actually capable of doing, what he's going to put on the field. The big question I have is what Seattle is doing as far as their tight ends. I didn't look into it. I don't know if you guys have any insight at all. They have Will Dissly, who they did end up signing to a longer-term contract. Let Gerald Everett go. And, of course, we have Noah Fant that's joined the ranks. Do you guys have any intel on how they're going to use their tight ends?
I think that Pete Carroll is pretty predictable. He has built his system on defense first, and then whatever offense is producing, well, that's a benefit. So I think they'll fall back into what they used to do with Russell Wilson, except they don't have the quarterback that they used to have, because Russell will be able to manipulate a play and make it to his benefit, and the two they have now, I don't see that happening.
Yeah, the only thing I would say when in regards to that is, unfortunately, the Seattle defense has not been the defense it's been in the past. And I know they put a lot of effort into trying to maybe fix that in the offseason, but if you look at what they were putting on the field last year, that was not something that you necessarily want to lean on. Jody, what are your thoughts?
I think with Geno starting, and going to lean hard on the run game. Rashad Penny, and we'll see if the rookie Kenny Walker plays. He's still got that hamstring injury, but I think they're going to lean hard on the run game to begin with.
Oops.
I mean, they don't have they definitely don't have a franchise quarterback under center, so I think that's where they're going to lean hard.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense, right? And obviously, you get in that QB battle. We were through it last year. I mean, this seems like, as Albert kind of pointed out, it seems like a repeat of the Denver Broncos 2021 up in Seattle as they brought in Drew Lock. We have a battle behind a Geno Smith who's maybe has a little bit more experience in the league, but plays a very similar game to what we see in Teddy Bridgewater, a very secure with the ball, doesn't create a whole lot of turnovers. You have a guy or a team that's going to have to rely on the run game, and as Albert says, hopefully rely on that defense in order to get yourself the win. I just wanted to put Michelle Knopper's little comment up here. Russell Wilson, he's just dropping little notes in history on us. Russell Wilson could be the first quarterback in history to defeat his former team with the team he defeated in the Super Bowl. Dang.
Isn't that something?
That is something, man. That's it is a little interesting, as everyone, as people have pointed out within the Denver media, even, as everyone says, Super Bowl winning quarterback Russell Wilson with the Denver Broncos. No one really points out how he got that win or who he got that win over all that much around Colorado. that tends to be a little hush-hush,
Right.
But still, it could be in the books as a first thing that he is going to break, and I think he will break many more records to coming. So
It'll be interesting to see, man. He has got he's got a competitive spirit. No one's going to debate that. He seems like he's all in 100% of the time. Future's long for this guy, man. It'll be interesting to see what we do with Russell Wilson in Broncos country, in Mile High City, how we surround him. And hey, I got a question for you. Actually, I saw this on another show. What would it take in the next 4 years for you, from Russell Wilson, for you to say, hey, this was a successful signing? What do you need in the next 4 years?
Playoffs.
One appearance to the playoffs? Playoffs for all 4 years?
Contending for AFC West titles and deep run in the playoffs. I mean, we haven't been there since 2015, so that would be a start for me.
That's what I think will happen. Russ's mentality is already changing the environment in the entire locker room.
Yeah.
And his winning mentality, you can see it in the players, you can hear from the players. And I think that's where already we have a huge difference. We haven't seen that mentality. I think I'm already happy as how it is going, and it's only going to get better.
Yeah, and I wouldn't just even rack that 100% up to Russell Wilson. We have Nathaniel Hackett that's come in, and he's obviously got this team just competing on a completely different level. It'll be really fun to see, like you said, all this kind of come together. Hey, this is a new coaching staff for the Broncos. It's a new coaching staff in part for Seattle as well. Their quarterback coach, their passing coordinator, their defensive coordinator, they've had a lot of shakeups up there. The one thing I don't think we need to not overlook is how new both these teams are completely. New quarterbacks, new coaches, new schemes. I mean, there's a lot of new as we come into week 1. And you add on top of that, again, the Denver Broncos have not practiced or put any of their number ones out there for any of their preseason games. Boy, it could be I don't want to get too excited about coming into this game and thinking it's just going to be an absolute blowout, because there's a lot of ifs out there on both sides of the ball, from both teams. We'll get to score predictions here in a little bit, but start off with going back to you, Jody. Any nervousness, any trepidation coming in?
A little bit. I mean, like you said, you've got a new head coach, you've got a new offensive coordinator, new defensive coordinator. I mean, new quarterback, new system. You've got new everything. So, and like you said, we didn't see anything in the preseason. So, but Russell's a veteran. I mean, so I think they're going to lean on him, and that's why I think they're going to lean on the run game for a little bit till they, get acclimated.
What say you, Albert?
Yeah, indeed we have a new coaching staff and a new quarterback, but Russell already in the preseason, he already built up chemistry with the wide receivers, part of the offensive line. So the chemistry, most of the chemistry is already there. The only thing that the Seahawks have in their advantage is that Pete Carroll is still the head coach. So that is the only thing that they have as a benefit. But other than that, this is a really nice warm-up training for the Denver Broncos, I think, against the Seahawks.
Yeah, 100%.
They can try things out because, like you said, the Seahawks are pretty new in everything as well, except for Pete Carroll. So it's not going to be a washout. I know that, but it's going to be a good game, I think.
Do either of you expect some dirty shots from Seattle, some cheap shots on Wilson?
From the public, yes.
A couple late hits on the field or something, just to kind of say, hey, you could have stayed here and avoided that.
I'm trying to think of their personnel group. Could you see like a Shelby Harris? Absolutely, man.
I don't know so much as Shelby Harris, but
a 2-for-1 from Shelby Harris. Come on, buddy.
I don't know about a Shelby Harris, but I could see someone else.
How about you, Albert?
I don't know. Is there animosity between Pete Carroll and Russell Wilson? Because it is also indicated by the head coach, and because they have to take the risk as well, because a player can be expelled from the game. Do you want to take that risk? I don't know.
Yeah. Obviously, you have to take your shots and you have to take them correctly. Let's put it that way. But as much stuff that goes on in the NFL, there's a good rub, a good shot, something that it looks like you pull up and you're not getting ejected on the game. I'm not talking about pile driving the guy into the ground, but it would be a little bit interesting to see, man. That's a good question, Jody. I like that a lot, man. What do you guys think? Is there a tribute by the Seahawks to Russell Wilson at any point during this game?
If they're a classy organization, I mean, there should be. I mean, he won them their first Super Bowl, took them to 2 in a row. So, I mean, whatever beef they had the last couple of years, him and Pete Carroll and ownership, I mean, that should not erase the last whatever he was there 12 years.
I sure hope so, that there still is certain friendships there, but knowing the audience, the Pac-12 or what is it, the 12 men, they can be nasty. I have lived there in that area for 6 years, so I know how Seahawks fans are, and they're annoying sometimes.
Do you think when the first time he comes on the field, he gets standing ovation or he gets boos?
Boos.
Ooh.
I think he will get boos.
I'm kind of leaning towards the boos, but I think there'll be some people that you'll see some Russell Wilson jerseys in the crowd.
Russell was already not happy the year before. He still played there, but he was on the lookout, and so now he found a way out, and the 12 men do not take that lightly. So I think there will be a lot of boos.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I heard a report that the Denver Broncos are going to start training with their noise simulator on the highest level it can possibly go as they head into Seattle. Not only do I think it's going to be pretty loud, obviously, throughout this game, but I'm going to have to agree with you guys. I think the boos are going to have to rain down on Russell Wilson. This is not somebody who left in the twilight of his career. This is not Joe Montana returning to San Francisco. This is a guy who, really should have remained in Seattle. I think a lot of Seattle fans would agree with that statement. Wish that he would have. Wish they would have gotten another 4 or 5 years out of Russell Wilson before he took off and maybe tried something a little bit further down the road. But hey, here we are, and like I said, I wouldn't expect nothing less, especially as loud as that crowd can get, to also bring the boos down at the exact same time. So, all right, guys. Well, all in all, I think it's going to be a highly competitive game. Like I said, I just don't expect. I don't have expectations that it's going to come out and it's going to be all fire, all cylinders, all firing. Things are just gangbusters out of the gate. We got to shake a little bit of rust off, whether it be just a preseason or heading into a game one, or the fact that you haven't practiced a lot of your ones in preseason games altogether. Any other final thoughts before we jump into our next segment, gentlemen?
I'm really looking forward to this game, and for Russell, get it over with and be done with it. That's what I think.
Same for me. One other thing I'd like to see get out of the way quick is Jerry Jeudy get a touchdown, get that out of the way quick, so we don't keep having it here. It's been over a year since he's got a touchdown.
Yeah, better have one on the board by week 6. I'm just kidding. It better be before that. But literally, if it's week 6 and we're still waiting, I tell you what, it's gonna be rough around here. That's for sure.
Right.
So, all right, guys. One more quick break. Thank you for all your viewers to tuning in to the Rocky Mountain Sports Network. That's probably how you're getting this broadcast right now. I've told you before that Rocky Mountain Sports Network is growing and looking for talent. And just last week, we added a new name to the family, Danny Kitchen. Actually, you might have seen him in the comment board. So welcome, Danny. Appreciate you being part of the group, man. Welcome part of the team. So if you want to be part of the team, just like Danny, reach out to Matt over on the Rocky Mountain Sports Network Facebook page. Come share your talents and your passions and join the Rocky Mountain Sports Network team. Well, guys, we're going to have a little bit of fun tonight. Everyone got their whiteboard ready. We got some dry erase boards. Do some little rapid fire predictions as we put out before on our ad for the show. We want to hit some predictions when it comes to not only this game, but then we'll also get a little bit later into the season as well. So I might even just, I know that you guys maybe looked over the agenda. I might throw this around just a little bit, but we will start off with Russell Wilson. I want your predictions, and I wish I had a little bit of a, Jeopardy music would be fantastic. But I don't have any Jeopardy music, so Russell Wilson, give me his passing yards, his total TDs, and his interceptions. Feel free to play along at home, anybody, so... I want to get mine together too, for just give me a second. Man, Albert's going to throw it up soon as he gets it, man. He's like thinking it's like a Jeopardy answer. It's like first buzz in. All right, so what we got here? We got 2 TDs, 300 passing yards, and 0 interceptions from Jody. Or from Albert. I'm sorry, man. Now I'm getting faces all mixed up. All right. Who do we have next? All right. Let's get everybody back up here real quick. Jody, what do you got giving us here? Oh, no. I just removed you from the stream there for a second. Holy cow. All right. I want to make you big here. Just a second, buddy. Help you out here.
18 for 24, 275, 2 TDs, and 0 interceptions.
All right. Well, he wanted. He's doing the he's like the kid in class who's always doing extra credit. Did you notice he put down his completions? And it didn't ask for his completions, but Jody's going to be A+ in the class, making sure. All right. So I got, for me, 362 yards, 2 touchdowns. I'm giving Russell Wilson 1 pick. But, hey, 1 pick with 362 yards, I think I'm going to be pretty happy with that come the end of the night. So, all right, guys.
So based off of your style line, do you expect Denver to be pass happy right away, or?
No, I think it's going to be something they have to resort to. So that'll play out with some of my other numbers that we have. Matt just jumping in, the boss. We play some little Bruce Springsteen and call him the boss whenever we get a Matt comment. But this, he says, tuning in late, gents. Let's go Broncos. And Albert jumping in. We got Alberts all over the place, man. It's going to be the all Albert show. He's saying 3 touchdowns, 300+ passing yards, and 1 interception. Pretty close on line with what a lot of us had. 3 TDs is the biggest prediction we've had so far. All right, guys, let's move it along. Let's hit Jerry Jeudy. Give me how many catches, how many yards, how many TDs. Don't show me your answer, Albert. And I'll have my answers up here in just a second. So again, Jerry Jeudy. How many catches? How many yards? How many TDs? Jody's putting a lot of thought into this, but he's ready. Jody, what do you got for us, man?
I have 5 catches, 52 yards, and 1 touchdown.
5 catches, 52 yards, and gets off the schneid. Gets the TD, man. All right. Let's go ahead. We'll switch this on over. Got to remember this view right here. And what do you got for us, Albert?
I got 4 catches, 80 yards, and 1 touchdown.
There you go, man. Putting up the yards, getting the TD, and doing it efficiently on 4 catches too. Dang, man.
2 years ago, one of his catches was an 80-yarder from Drew Luck. So
That's
it
true.
can happen.
Oh yeah, it can. And then he better get snubbed if he goes after that, man. On your stats. I'm just kidding. All right. Albert's jumping in. I'll get a comment in here. Albert from viewing, not Albert on the show. He says 6 catches, 89 yards, and a touchdown. Pretty close to what he had with Albert from our show. Mine, I'm gonna go. Yeah. Sorry, I have this flipped. So I wanted to make sure you didn't think he was getting 362 yards. No, he's 7 catches, 63 yards. But I don't have him getting off the schneid, boys. I'm sorry. Doesn't get the touchdown in Seattle. Not this week, man. So, Jerry Jeudy, nice game overall. Obviously contributing. That's the big thing, I think, for me is, we need him out here. And as much as we want him off the schneid, we also need to make sure that this guy's out here and he's part of this team. He's not a guy that's... I don't know, just not a contributor. There's a lot of wide receivers on this team. I think it'll be really easy for that number 2, number 3 guy to start floating up and down on this roster, just depending upon the output and the performance from week to week. So,
I think those play calls last year where he'd run all the way across the field, they would never hand him the ball, they would do nothing and take him out of the play. That took him out of the game quick. You get discouraged. It's like the same thing over and over every week.
Yeah, yep. You're running the fake jet sweep.
Right, you don't stay focused.
Yeah. Not only that, man. Hey, I played a little bit football back in the day, man. You get winded, doing all these fake jet sweeps, and being the deep threat type of guy and coming all the way across the field, like you said, and you never get the ball. And you're just going out there and you're winding yourself and you're tiring yourself. It's a defeating thing. 100%. So,
and they
right.
never one time handed him the ball, so it never fooled anyone.
I'll have to go back and look at the tape. Do you know that for a fact not one time did they ever hand him the ball?
I'm pretty sure they never one time handed him the ball.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow. They loved handing it off to the tight end.
Yeah.
But don't forget, we have Nathaniel Hackett now and not Pat Shermer.
Oh yeah, that's what we're saying. That's exactly what we're saying, Albert. You know, hey, that was back in the day. That's what we had to deal with. Now we get to like step it up a little bit, and we got a whole different scheme going on. So, all right, let's move on to who should be our number one, Cortland Sutton, catches, yards, touchdowns. Do 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 do. Cortland Sutton, catches, yards, touchdown, getting our predictions. Appreciate Albert over there on Facebook giving us his predictions as well. Got Albert here in the studio giving us predictions. Got Jody in the studio giving us predictions. We can start off with Albert. Albert, what do you got?
3 catches, 75 yards, 1 touchdown.
Man, you have the most efficient wide receivers out there, buddy, man. Putting up, like, huge numbers, man. I love it, man.
So, but here's the thing. It is Russell's arm, and he likes to throw the deep ball. So, big
Yep.
yards will come quickly.
I like it, man. I like it. Jody, let's go ahead and we'll hit Jody next. Jody,
I have a
what does
big
Jody
game
got?
for
Woo! Big game. Go ahead, give it to us, man.
10 catches, 120 yards, and 1 touchdown.
Dang, man. I think that makes Cortland Sutton Russell's go-to guy come Monday night, man. That's for dang sure. We got
I'm not
Albert.
I'm not in love with Seattle's secondary, so I think you're going to see big things from the wide receivers.
I would agree with that. I would agree that I'm not impressed with their secondary. I think, like I said, their defense struggled last year. They made a lot of acquisitions in order to try to solidify that, mainly through free agency. So it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see exactly how that's all put together. We got Albert from Facebook chiming in with his comment. He's going 55. 5 catches, 75 yards. No touchdowns for Cortland, though. And last but not least, I'll have to get mine in here, guys. I'm going, jeez, I'm having troubles here. We'll go here. 9 for 72, 0 touchdowns. my setup, I'm set up so close with my background and everything, guys. I have a little trouble getting it in on the screen. Never will I set it up like that again. So for me, hey, I think he's going to get plenty of touches, 9 touches. Maybe just not as efficient as what Albert has. Maybe that's why I was so taken back by Albert's 4 for 75, or 3 for 75. 3 or 4, Albert?
4
for 75. Because I got like 9 for 72. I'm on the opposite end of things on that one. So, all right, time to turn it over to the running backs, guys. On this one, we're going to get how many rushes, how many yards on the ground, how many yards in the air, and how many touchdowns. Okay? So, how many rushes for how many yards, how many receiving yards, and how many touchdowns. We're going to start off. I didn't even tell you who. Let's go Javante if I didn't tell you before. Feel free to play along at home, including Albert on Facebook. Again, rushes for how many yards, how many receiving yards, how many touchdowns. Javante Williams. All right, let's see here. It's looking like Albert's like number 1 out of the gate each round. So, as Albert says, what do you got for Pookie?
I got 15 touches, 80
Okay.
yards, 1 TD, and 20 receiving yards.
Nice. Well-rounded 100-yard gain, or 100-yard game for Pookie. What do you got, buddy? What do you got, Jody?
I have 20 carries, 110 yards, 0 catches, and 1 TD.
putting it all on the ground. Jody's got him still getting over 100 yards. Still decent game, and getting a TD, which is always nice to get one from your running back as well. So, all right, I did my my extra credit as well. So I got him going 14 for 82 yards. I got him getting 6 receptions for 57 yards, and Pookie gets 2 touchdowns. Albert, 2 touchdowns from Pookie. What do you say, buddy?
And one of them is one of those sweeps, probably.
You know, I probably got maybe not a sweep. You know, probably something between guard and tackle, busting up the center, and then I see a little reception happening there from Russell Wilson to our friend Javonte Williams. So Albert chiming in. He thinks 19 carries for 110 and a touchdown, 4 catches for 40 and 0 touchdowns. Man, I'm liking this Albert guy. Me and him seem to be on the same page on that one. So, all right, guys. I think we only got one more left that we really need to get to. Let's hit Melvin Gordon's stats. Same thing. Rushes for yards, receptions for yards, and how many touchdowns?
I have 13 carries, 80 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 catches for 30 yards.
Man, you're way ahead of me, man. Tilt that just a little bit, man. Hit me 13 for 80, 1 TD, 2 catches for 30. Big game for the running guys.
Yeah, I expect a big game in their first game.
All right, I'll take you off the screen. I'll jump you over to Albert, see what he's got. I'm trying to get mine all dialed in as well. Albert,
I have 14 carries, 70 yards, 20 receiving yards, and 1 touchdown. That's what I see happening. There will be pretty balance between Pookie and Melvin in carries.
I'm not even in the stream, guys. Why don't you just say something? Hey, Keith, you can't even see you. Yeah, absolutely. I think that we're going to see pretty even splits. I think you're 100% right. So I've got him going 12 for 47, another 5 receptions for 48 yards, so coming just shy of that 100-yard mark, adding another touchdown onto the board. So a big day for the running backs, maybe. So
who do you guys see getting a lot of carries in the red zone? Do you see it being more Gordon or more Williams? I still think it's going to be Gordon, even though I don't like the fumble history. I still think down in the red zone they're going to, and I don't know why, but I just have a feeling it's going to be Gordon.
The reason why Gordon will have more carries in the red zone because he is more experienced. He is a little bit more patient than Pookie. If Pookie would be a little bit more patient and find the gaps, I think it will change. But right now, Melvin is the more patient one.
Almost forgot Albert on Facebook. He comes in with Gordon's stats. He thinks 12 carries, 60 yards, 1 TD, and 3 catches, 25 yards, and another TD. So big game for the Broncos, according to Albert over on Facebook. Thanks for chiming in with all your predictions. You know, if I had to guess, Jody, personally, I honestly think that we're going to see a lot more Javonte, and the reason being is, I shouldn't say a lot more Javonte. I don't think they're going to be mixing it up a whole lot, whether it happened to be goal line situation or whether it happens to be third down situation or third down and long or third down and short. I think they're going to run their guys as they see. You know what I mean? They're going to run Javonte for 3 series, let's say. You know, before they come in, they spell him with Gordon for maybe a couple of series. I think it's all just going to be situational, and I don't think they're going to necessarily want to tip their hat in a way that necessarily shows that, hey, Gordon's in the game, so they're obviously going to be, trying to get it to Gordon, where Javante's in the game, maybe they're not, so on and so forth. They talked about this at the very beginning of training camp. Everything should look the same, and I think that's going to be part of what we're going to have going on when it comes to goal line as well.
And who knows, we might see deceiving plans that both Pookie and Melvin are in the red zone, and it goes to a wide receiver.
Man, now you're talking about dreams of mine that I've been wanting for years, Albert. We've had multiple running backs that I always thought were, decent to high-quality running backs. I don't care if you want to go even start bringing back your boy from your Colorado boy who can't seem to get a job anywhere now.
Philip Lindsay.
Philip Lindsay, exactly. But
I did see he signed on the Colts practice squad.
Oh, good. Honestly, no hate here. I'm glad that he got another shot. Hopefully, he earns his stripes and gets a shot on the field as well. So come Sunday. So, but that being said, putting him and Gordon on the field at the same time, I thought would have been a fantastic idea. That's just a great example of something even recent. Now that we have Pookie and we have Gordon, put those guys both back there. I mean, it's such a threat not knowing where things are going, and those guys are honestly good enough blockers that they can take on a blocking role, even like a fullback style role if need be, if you want to incorporate them that way as well. So, man, Albert, don't get me all excited about things I've been dreaming of for years. I'm going to be looking for it come Monday night, man.
When you say that is one thing I noticed with Gordon. If you really watch him, I mean, he is a legit blocker. When he's back there, he's not afraid to pick blitzes up, and he hits people.
And
he protects his quarterback.
And that's where Pookie is headed too. He is a pretty decent blocker as well.
All right, guys. I don't know if we need to write these down. Kind of seemed like it slowed it up a little bit. Jody, why don't you hit me? Who's your MVP of the game? What do you expect his stats to be?
Cortland Sutton, I think, is going to be. I think he's in for a big passing game. I don't like Seattle's secondary, and I do think Denver's going to lean on the run game in the beginning. But I think as the game trickles on and stuff, I think Denver will find their pass game, and I think Cortland Sutton is going to be a big part of it. And I think they're going to feed him often. So I would say Cortland Sutton. I think it's going to have 10 catches. What I have for 10 catches for 120 yards.
Yeah,
I mean,
he gets your game ball, huh?
He gets my game ball.
Albert, what do you got, man?
I agree with my wife over there, Russell Wilson.
All right.
He's going to be the MVP. He wants to show Seattle that he is all that in a bag of chips, and because they are smack talking about him, and he wants to prove them wrong, and I think that's what is happening.
Matt's going to agree with you as well. He's putting the MVP Broncos I'm sorry. I don't know what I was reading, man. He's saying the Broncos pass rush with 4+ sacks and a forced fumble. Man, he's like the old day with Madden, picking the whole guy, who my favorite guy is this guy, boom, and this guy, boom, and this guy, boom, and pretty soon he has like 7 guys. That's my MVP. This guy, boom. Sorry, my best Madden impersonation I could do.
I'll have to agree with that, because I would love to see I'd love to see Chubb and Gregory both play a full game and be disruptive. I mean, they paid Randy Gregory a lot of money, so let's see it.
Yeah, I mean, hey, that defense is supposed to be something elite. If we're getting all the pass coverage taken care of, we should see some pretty decent pass rush get through these guys.
And that is one matchup I'm really looking forward to, is the rookie Charles Cross, the left tackle, and Chubb. I think that's going to be a heck of a matchup. I mean, it's a heck of a for his first game, Charles Cross, to go up against someone like Bradley Chubb, who is healthy.
Yeah. especially that rookie position, man. That is rough, man. That I don't know what you're looking for out of that matchup, but if you're just looking for a guy to get blown up a little bit, that's certainly a possibility because Bradley Chubb, like you said, he's a healthy guy. He's a man on a mission. Going up against a rookie left tackle, that could be a long night, regardless of how high you were drafted. Albert from Facebook says, I was thinking the same thing, and that results in a pick 6 for Surtain. Thinking that tough coverage, and of course all those maybe Matt Staffiero 4+ sacks and that pressure getting towards Geno Smith as well. So,
that's another matchup I'm really looking forward to is Patrick Surtain and DK Metcalf. I think that's going to be a massive battle out there. So, how's PS2 going to hold up against a physical wide receiver like that?
Kind of gets us right over to Matt's comment over on Facebook. He says, my matchup to watch is Darby or Williams on Lockett, because that could be a little bit scary. Albert, what do you think? Who do you think is going to be matching up? Are you nervous about the Lockett matchup?
Yeah, because Darby is not as fast as Lockett. Lockett is a little bit of a speed freak, so that could be a problem. But I don't think with the safeties we have in the backfield, I think we should be fine. And especially with the pass rush, if the pass rush are hitting home every time, I think that our secondary will have a pretty decent game, easy game.
Yeah, I think if you put all three of these into context, you got Geno Smith. I'm not going to say anything terrible about Geno Smith, but at the same time, nobody's rushing to sign Geno Smith anytime in the near future to their team. You have this pass rush that's going to get after him. You have literally one of the best secondaries out there. And I know that, hey, Darby or Williams are going to have to step up. But I'll tell you what, Darby's biggest problem, and Matt's been a guy who's been on here before and said this, isn't the fact that he necessarily can't play the position. It's the fact that he gets injured from time to time and he can't stay on the field. So I really think that Darby, is going to have some help, especially with Surtain taking the number one guy. That should be a lockup. So you're going to lean your coverage probably towards more towards Lockett. But I don't know. I just don't see Geno Smith being able to pick apart the Denver Broncos defense. It's not the matchup for that. Later down the road, as we start getting some more experienced offenses and some more experienced quarterbacks, we might have a little bit bigger concerns.
That's where this pass rush really can help is, you get to the quarterback quick. You don't have to cover them guys. And that was one of the things with Russell Wilson in Seattle. He would extend plays and threw a great deep ball. Geno Smith does not do that, so.
He's also a gentleman who he took a ton of sacks too as well. So that's a little bit of concern on our side of the ball with Russell Wilson. He'll extend plays, but he'll sometimes extend them just a little bit too long and take some sacks because of it. Won't throw the interception, but he'll take the sack.
Right.
Yeah, I think our biggest problem will be is their run defense. With Pete Carroll knowing he will run, and if our defensive line can hold that, I think if we do that, I think we should not see a big problem.
I agree, man. So we're here, guys. We should wrap up this game, and then we got to get through the season here real quick. What's your final score prediction for this game? Jody, I'll start back over with you once again.
I see something in the range of like 28-10. I think it's going to be a dominant game by Denver. They've got the playmakers on both sides of the ball. And I think Russell Wilson's going to be focused to go back in there and show them that they made a mistake letting him go.
Nice. Albert, how do you see this game playing out?
Yeah, I see it about 28-6. The Seahawks do not get to score a touchdown. They have only field goals. So that's where I think it will be.
My dad used to call that a slobber knocking. That's a rough showing. Not getting a touchdown on the board in your opening week, man. That's a rough one, Dad. Don't want to be part of that. I don't have them doing a whole lot better. My score prediction, 24-13. Again, I made a mistake on a little bit of my predictions. My touchdowns come from one from Russell Wilson on the ground, one from Russell Wilson through the air, and then one from Javonte Williams as well. Should be fun, should be interesting. Another reason, I'll be honest, I have a little nostalgia in my pick. I don't know if anybody, much like maybe your wonderful wife, Albert, maybe she knows this history. The first game ever played between the Seattle Seahawks and the Denver Broncos was won by the Broncos. Score was 24-13. So I think that's honestly a realistic score, though, between these two teams. Like I said, shaking off a little bit of rust, put up 3 touchdowns, get a Brandon McManus field goal, a couple of field goals and a touchdown from the Seahawks. Seems like it could be a repeat. Albert from Facebook is saying 28-10. So I think we all have it right, kind of in that same ballpark, man. Seems like we're all feeling it, man. So you guys excited, man? That would be win number 1 in the books, man.
Yep, very much so.
All right, man.
Yeah, I'm really excited.
So the other part of the last part of the show, just want to hit then really quick. Let's just go through the season. I'm gonna actually be taking some notes. Get my pen all ready here, real quick. I'm gonna take your guys' notes down. Where you guys figure the Broncos are gonna end this regular season, whether we make the playoffs. Let me get myself ready here real quick. So.
And I totally agree with Albert's comment that it is going to be a great night that evening.
It's going to be a fantastic night, man. Like I said, been waiting all season long for this. Like you said, Albert chiming in. You're getting ahead of me on these comments now. But yeah, it's going to be a fantastic night. We've been waiting for this not only all off season, but honestly, Denver Broncos fans, we've been waiting for a quarterback to lead our team week 1, not have those hesitations for 6 to 7 years now. So it's time. It's way time. So all right, week 1, Jody, you're giving us the W if I remember correctly. Is that correct?
Yes, W for week 1.
Week 1 W. Albert, you have a week 1 W?
Absolutely.
And of course I did as well. Week 2, and I got to bring up my notes here real quick, guys. So let me just bring that up here real quick. So week 2, it's Houston comes to Denver. I'm sorry.
I have a W that week too.
Jody has a W week 2. How about you, Albert?
I have a win there too.
And I'm going to make it 3 in a row. Week 3, San Francisco comes to Denver for a Sunday night football game. Jody, start us off again.
I have a W only because I think Trey Lance is not there yet.
I'm gonna agree, but I'll wait for Albert. Do you have a W for San Francisco as well? And,
absolutely, because I will be there.
Oh yeah, that's right. Albert's checking out Sunday Night Football at the Broncos. He's gonna give us all the updates that evening. Maybe even to be part of a post-game show he was talking about. So, all right, guys. First division matchup. Denver heads to Las Vegas in week 4. So what do you got for us, Jody? Do we have Jody?
Yeah, am I there? You got me?
Oh, yeah, I got you now.
Sorry, yeah, I have a W.
You got a W in week 4. All right. Albert, what say you?
I have a loss there. That's my
first loss of the season. All right, man. Well, me and Jody are on the same page. We're going 4-0 together. I got a week 4 win against the Raiders. Nice. Oops. Pulling up all my different stuff here. All right. Every time I bring into this page, it resets. So sorry about that, guys. Indianapolis versus Denver, Thursday night football. Jody, what do you got?
I have a W there.
Week 5 W versus Indy. How about you, Albert?
I have a W there too.
And me and Jody are right on the same page. We're going 5-0 together, buddy. So, all right. What do we got next? We got. I don't know why it does that. All right. Denver versus the LA Chargers. Monday Night Football. Jody, what do you got?
I have Denver's first loss there.
First loss. 5-1. Albert, what do you got?
They will be able to contain Herbert, so I have a win.
Got the win. Even up the record there. Well, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I got a loss as well for the Broncos versus the Chargers. Thursday Night Football. I'm one of those guys that is pretty high on Herbert. I don't know about you guys. I know that at the same time, Jody's not high on the coaching, so we'll see how
like
it all
Herbert.
plays out.
He has to win something before he can get all this praise.
He has to win something and maybe get past his coach as well. So,
Right.
all right. Next, we have the Jets coming to Denver.
I have a W there.
You got a W in Week 7, Jody?
I do.
All right, Albert.
I have a W.
Yeah, I just think even if Zach Wilson is back and healthy, I think the Broncos are just a little too much. I think they get that win as well. So we actually, next week, we head to London, take on the home Jacksonville Jaguars in London, for what that's worth. So Week 8, what do you got, Jody?
Oh, I have a win in London against Jacksonville.
Okay. Sorry, I switched back over. I'm not watching you, so I can watch my lineup, and then I'm like, all of a sudden I didn't hear you. I was like, oh no, did I lose Jody? All right, win versus Jacksonville in London. And Albert, how about you?
Same here.
You got a win here? I'm going to say that the Broncos don't travel well here, guys. I'm putting a loss up for my Broncos right here. So, believe it or not, I'm the first guy with 2 losses on the season. I'm putting it up to Jacksonville. I'm kind of embarrassed about that, I'll be honest. So, all right, guys. Next, we'll get a little bit of a bye, and then we return. Denver versus Tennessee. Jody, how do you see it playing out?
I have a loss there. They don't play well in the early time slot game, and it's in Tennessee, who has, was the number 1 seed in the AFC last year. So I have a loss.
All right, Albert, what do you got?
I got a win. They are underestimating us.
Very good. Especially if they come off that loss like I was expecting. No, I'm just kidding. I've got a win actually here versus the Titans. This one was a really tough one for me. Like you said, Jody, number 1 seed last year, but at the same time, lose their top wide receiver. Seems fairly one-dimensional as far as this team is concerned. I think we can pull out a win there versus the Titans. So, all right. Next we have Las Vegas Raiders versus the Denver Broncos. Guys, what do you think there? Jody,
I have a
I'll
win.
start with
I have them sweeping the Raiders this year.
Yep, me too, man. Not to let my pick out of the bag, but go ahead, Albert.
I have a win too.
All right. So we got a win all the way around that week over the Raiders. That is at home, so that'll be a nice win for us. Because next we head off to that East Coast, like you were talking about a little bit earlier, Jody. Hit Carolina. What do you think we do against Carolina?
I have a win there.
All
Same
right.
here.
Win for Albert as well. And I'll put a win on the board. I just don't think that Carolina will have it, kind of like you were kind of mentioning with San Francisco earlier. I just don't think they'll have it together enough to put up enough of a fight to take a win versus Denver. Next we stay on the East Coast. Maybe we actually do stay on the East Coast. I'm not sure. Probably not. But head over to Baltimore for a game. Jody, where do you got that game?
I have a loss there.
All right. And Albert, how about you?
I have a loss too.
Wow. Well, we're all in uniform there. I'll put a loss on the board as well. Moving along, KC versus Denver. Sunday night football. Man, we've been waiting almost all season to finally welcome KC. What do you guys think, man?
I have a win there.
Win from Jody. How about you?
Win
Albert?
from me as well.
Yeah, this is a tough one, but I think this is the time to do it. Sunday night football, get that win. I agree. I think we get it right there. So next week, though, Arizona comes to Denver. Jody, I think Kyler Murray can put up a battle, or do you think we get the win as well here?
I have a loss.
Have a loss. Arizona comes to town. How about you, Albert?
I have a win.
You have a win. And for me, let me make sure I did all these before. I got a win this week. So me and Jody get just a little bit off schedule there. Denver versus the LA Rams. Head over to the Super Bowl championship Rams. Jody, how do you think we do versus the Rams in Week 16?
I have a win there.
Woo! Dang, I got any particular reason you're thinking we pull out a W versus the championship Rams?
I think our pass rush is going to be clicking. They're going to have a new left tackle with Whitworth retiring.
Yeah.
And I think our DC, he knows that offense over there. I mean, he was their secondary coach last year, and he knows that team. So I think that's
Good point.
Going to help us a lot.
How about you, Albert?
I have a loss.
You have a loss versus the Rams. And I'm right there with you, Albert. I'm going to put a loss on the board, but I'll be honest, Jody put it a hell of an argument, man. I might have to rethink that decision. Too late, though, now. I have it in the books. I'm committed. So, Week 17, Denver travels to Kansas City. How do you think that plays out, Jody?
I have a loss there.
A loss. And how about you, Albert?
I have a loss as well.
Yeah, we're going to sweep the board on these L's, buddy. Boys, yeah, it's going to be tough to go into KC. End of the year, I think a lot are going to be up for grabs. Last matchup, I messed up on our agenda. I can tell you it's against the Chargers. I can't tell you if it's home or away. I don't know if anybody has that information, but Chargers.
Yeah,
It's home.
It's a home game. All right. I appreciate you.
And I have them
me fair.
splitting with the Chargers, and I have a win there.
Nice. How about you, Albert?
I have a win as well.
All right. And I can't believe that we're all coming out with a Week 18 win versus the Chargers, but I'm going to put it there as well. I can do some quick math, but do you have your win-loss record right in front of you, Jody?
I have a 12-5 record.
12-5. How about you, Albert?
13-4.
13-4. And I come in at 11-6, man. The least homer of them all, guys. So I don't know what else to say other than that.
Maybe you're more realistic and I'm more optimistic.
Oh, there you go. I like that. So after totaling that all out, obviously 12-5, Jody, your Denver Broncos are making the playoffs. And Albert, 13-4, I would imagine you as well, correct?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I have them making the playoffs.
And 11-6 should be enough to get in. Do you guys agree with my 11-6 Broncos making the playoffs as well?
Yeah, absolutely.
I agree. I think 10 wins gets you in the playoffs this year.
Hey, I was away from the comments. I don't know how long this has been up here, but hello, Kenny. Kenny's always in here welcoming us in. I appreciate you coming in there, and thank you for the birthday wishes too. But Kenny, I appreciate that very much. So, all right, guys, we're almost at the end of the show. I'll get this all wrapped up. Get to the bottom of my agenda here.
We don't have to sing happy birthday, right?
No, please, no happy birthdays, please. So, how far do you need this season to go for it to be a success? You guys all have them making the playoffs, so we're past winning record, we're past playoffs. Is just the record that you guys have good enough to call this a successful season in your mind? If not, how much further? Jody, we'll start with you.
I think baby steps make the playoffs is a successful season to start off. Anything on top of that is just gravy. And we haven't been to the playoffs in 6 years, so.
I'm not going to disagree.
And then build off of that for the following year.
I'm not going to disagree at all, man. How about you, Albert? What are you thinking?
Yeah, we will. If we make the playoffs, that is definitely a super season for us. But I think we will get further than that. So.
Yeah, it obviously. Hey, once you make it to the playoffs, like anyone says, anything can happen. You know what I mean? So,
Yep.
I agree with you guys. Making the playoffs, and I'll add one little caveat onto that. I need a Kansas City Chiefs loss somewhere this season. Somewhere. I don't care if we meet them in the playoffs. Somewhere I need a Kansas City Chiefs loss to the Denver Broncos. That would make it, well, maybe that wouldn't make it successful. Maybe that would just make me over the top excited, because that is another thing, like you guys said. It's one thing to be missing the playoffs, but it's another thing to be just losing to the Chiefs this consistently. I need to get over that hump. Like Jerry Jeudy needs a touchdown.
I'll be tired. I'll be glad when that's over.
Yeah, and we have been there a couple times really close. What was it? One score away to beating them, and that was with Drew Lock or Teddy Bridgewater.
Yeah, close. Horseshoes and hand grenades, man. I tell you, it's the only time it counts. But yeah, we were been close a few times. I'm just excited to get over that. Unfortunately, have to wait forever until I actually get to see that one of those games play out. So, end of the season, hopefully the Broncos will be flying high. Speaking of flying high, just a couple last questions for you guys. Albert, we'll start with you. Who is your Broncos rookie season MVP?
Rookie season MVP, I think.
From our Broncos. Jalen Virgil, man. Wow,
Yep.
Going deep down the roster.
Mm-hmm. He is going to be one of those wide receivers that everybody is not looking after, and he will get his touches. He will get his catches. Yeah.
Nice. How about you?
I think Davari Mathis. Ronald Darby can't stay healthy, and he's next in line, and I think he's going to get some playing time this year. I think he's going to step up.
All right. I'll end with mine. My prediction, I think Montreal Washington. I think similar to what Albert was saying, I think there's guys on this roster or in this receiver room that will move up and down. And Montreal Washington, not only does he have the special teams, but he also has the wide receiving capability as well. All right. Season MVP. Jody, we can start off with you. Who do you see the season MVP being?
I'm going to go with the easy one, Russell Wilson. He's going to lead this team to the playoffs, and I expect a big season for him.
Albert?
Yeah, that would be my first pick as well, but I will go to defense, and on the MVP on defense, Randy Gregory.
Nice, man. He's going to have quite the season, man, to put up MVP status for the Denver Broncos. But, there's definitely a guy that's capable of doing it at the same time. Mine is going to be sitting there in the backfield. I think it takes a little bit of time to get running, but Javonte Williams is mine. I think he's going to have a massive season. I think it's going to be both on the ground as well as through the air. I think those touches will increase throughout the year. I'm getting more on that train as time goes by. So Javonte Williams, I think overall is going to show out, and I think he'll be an MVP. I think he's going to have top caliber season. So
a close second for me is Patrick Surtain. I think he is going to be a lockdown corner, and he's going to ball his name into all-pro status next year. I think you're going to see one of the top corners.
I was like that close, man. That close to picking Patrick Surtain, because I think you're right, man. I think we're looking at, Hall of Fame green jacket gentleman right here, and I think it just continues to build and grow and show. I think it'll be a really close battle, man. So good pick, man. I like your second, man, to Patrick Surtain. Obviously, like you said, easy pick is the Russell Wilson. Someone had to say it. I appreciate you doing it.
So, and Peter Schrager from Monday Good Morning Football agrees with you, Keith. He's according to him, Pookie is going to be the #1 running back for the season.
Wow. That would be. I would love that. Well, before we go out, first off, I gotta pick a little bit of fun. I appreciate that you said this is my wife later, because at first when you said this is my sweetheart, I wasn't sure necessarily what that our relationship may be. You know, it's a good thing you let everyone know out there that you're taken man. You know, Michelle will be happy. So, that being said, come on, I vote for the Super Bowl. That's her thought, obviously, when it comes to what we need to be a successful season. I appreciate that, Michelle. I also appreciate her laugh in the background, which was also great to hear. Albert, you can let her know that as well. So, all right, guys. Anything before we jump out of the show, man? I mean, week 1 right around the corner. It's went a little bit longer than I expected, but I appreciate you guys hanging in there with me. What do you got for us and our fans, man, before we take out?
Some good news about Jonas Griffith, that he is practicing today. So that is a good one.
100%, man. Key piece for us, man, and be excited. Hopefully he can get back, be on the field for week 1. Thanks for the call out on that. Jody, anything from you?
What's your quick pick for Thursday night's game? Buffalo at LA.
Oh yeah, we were going to talk about that. Boy, quick pick for Buffalo and LA. You know, it's I'll go, it's Buffalo's year. I'll go Buffalo. I'm going to say 27-24 Buffalo. I think it's a great kickoff to Thursday Night Football. How about you, Jody? What do you think?
I'll say Buffalo as well. I'm really intrigued to see how Matthew Stafford's arm is. I mean, he's been having a little elbow problems. I'm interested to see how that is. I know Odell Beckham there this year.
Yep.
See how that plays out.
Yep, that'll be fun. Albert, any thoughts on that last game?
Yeah, I stick with the
first
Rams. Their defense is still stellar, I think. So they will stuff the run and they will keep it in line. So I think with Stafford, even although he's injured, he still what he has with a broken left wing, he still can throw farther than most of us. So
this is true. This is probably true. Well, I know it's true for me. I can't attest to the rest of you guys, but it will be interesting. A lot of changes to those Super Bowl teams, like you said, whether it be retirements, whether it be guys just not coming back like an OBJ, even like you said, a little bit of injury to your starting QB, but even more, I'm just so excited. I'll be honest, I'll be rooting just the opposite, because I think we'll need as many AFC losses as necessary in order to make the playoffs. Could be tighter than we expect it to be. That being
AFC
said,
is loaded.
I expect the Buffalo Bills to go out there and put on a show. And yeah, you're right. The AFC is loaded, top to bottom.
I'm interested to see how Von Miller plays in that game. I mean, coming from the Rams to Buffalo.
Oh yeah.
Be interesting to see how he plays.
They were saying he should be over there telling everybody exactly what's coming, man. That's
right.
One thing to be said. That offensive system has not changed a whole lot. So Vaughn could definitely be queuing in on a lot of Buffalo plays, too, at the same time.
Yep.
Well, boys, next Tuesday we should be sitting here, according to us, talking about a Denver Broncos win. Should be exciting. I'm excited for the game. Any plans for the game before we get out of here? And then I'll wrap this up.
Just gonna watch it at home.
Yep.
Nothing too exciting for week 1.
All right. Well, I'm right there with you. Like I said, wife's out of town. It's just me. I guess I could go do whatever I wanted, but I'll probably be sitting right here. Might have as you guys know, we might have a pregame show going out through the Rocky Mountain Sports Network. So everyone, watch out for that as well. Well, from all of us at the Denver Bronco Roundup, to all of you, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate you tuning in. Of course, we're here every Tuesday, 6:30 p.m. on the Rocky Mountain Sports Network. We appreciate everyone jumping in here and, of course, joining us every single week. So, without further ado, I'm going to give my mile high salute, get out of here, say thank you very much. Anything from you guys?
Football's back, baby.
Enjoy your week and stay safe.
All right. Take care, everyone, and we'll talk to you soon.